So, university, is it still worth it?
Second.
Hi everybody, my name's Adam Arif from Beyond Educated, a channel dedicated to health, productivity and well-being. And today we're going to be talking about university, whether it's worth it, whether you should make that jump, or whether maybe you should just go out and get yourself a job and start getting some money and work your way up the ladder that way. So, let's talk a little bit about this. I'm going to cover this in three specific areas. The first one of which I'm going to talk a little bit about money and whether it's worth it, whether the debt that you get from university is going to actually outweigh the actual income that you're going to get had you not gone to university. I'm going to cover also social elements of it because that's an important point around social development, the friends that you meet, the groups that you friends that you make at university and how that can impact and develop you as an individual. And the third point that I wanted to cover is all to do with dedication, willpower and being able to stick it out. So have you got the willpower? Are you the right character and person that can go to university, given that 1 in 4 people actually do drop out of university and don't end up completing the course? So the first thing that I'm going to cover is that university for you, if you're at that age where you're going to university and you're considering it's a very personal decision, it's 3 years of your life where you're going to come away from it with a degree hopefully at the end of it, but you're going to come away with a lot of debt. Hopefully the degree that you get will offer you more opportunities at the end, but that isn't always the case, and that's a really important factor to consider. Don't be influenced by, regardless of what other people think, your parents want you to do. If your parents or someone else is saying go to university, graduate, get a job, it's a decision that you need to make. You're a grown adult now if you go into university, and you need to make that decision based on what you want and what your vision is for what you want to do later in your life. Importantly, don't go there because all your friends are going, although it might seem tempting. Think about the longer term strategy and the longer term vision about what you want to get out of university, what you're going to do at the end of it. And looking back in hindsight, yes, I think university was right for me. But there's a few things that I wish I'd have done differently. I want to talk a little bit about money. Going to university is going to cost you money. It can cost you up to £50,000 over a course of 3 or 4 years, with tuition fees at £9,000 per term. Additionally, £9,000 to £10,000 living expenses. You may get a job at university. And now you need to consider whether when you leave university, the benefit of actually getting the job or graduating is going to outweigh that. Data generally suggests that those that go to university do end up in the long run earning more than those that do not, but that is not a guarantee. If you're going to be a doctor or a dentist or a vet, it goes without saying that you have to go to university in order to qualify and get that degree. However, if you're not going there and you're going to do a degree such as biology or something along the lines which I studied, I generally found that actually when I left university I didn't want to continue on within that field. So I ended up getting a job in something completely unrelated that actually I wouldn't have needed my degree for. So when you're looking at things in terms of the grand scheme of money, which I now look back on, you've got to weigh up whether it's worth it. And actually on that basis, I think you need to, I look back and I think, no, in terms of the money, it wasn't worth it. So if you were judging whether to go to university on money alone, my personal thoughts on it, that university would not be a significant decision to base going to on money alone. Social and personal development skills. So going to university is without a doubt an incredible social and developmental experience. You learn to live in your own house most of the time if you go in there full time. You learn how to cook your own super noodles and beans because that's pretty much what you're going to be eating. You drink a lot and you have a lot of fun and you make some great friends. I made some absolutely brilliant friends at university that I'm still in touch with to this day, 10 years later. And that you can't buy, you can't put a price on. That's not to say that if you went to get a job within a company that had a lot of young people, you wouldn't make the same kind of friends. But I find that living together obviously kind of helps create a kind of social bond and friendship that perhaps you wouldn't get as close to someone had you just had them as a work colleague. I certainly know, in the majority of cases, the friends and things that I've made at work, I'm nowhere near as close to them as some of the other friends that I made at university and through school. So from a social and development element, actually, university for me ticks that box. And if I was to say just solely alone on social and personal development, would I go to university? The answer would be yes. That would be an absolute must for me. The third point that I wanted to discuss was whether you can hack it. And I don't mean to say that in a kind of patronising way. University, as I mentioned, has a 25% dropout rate. So 1 in 4 people that go to university drop out. Now bear in mind, when they drop out, they will have incurred some debt that they're going to have to repay then. So you need to decide the kind of person you are. When you go to university, it's not like school. You don't go to assembly in the morning and then the teacher tells you to go to your classroom and then you sit there, and if you don't go, you get told off. You have to learn to do things yourself. If you don't go to classes, if you don't go to your seminars, if you don't do these kind of things, you're going to fail your degree. You're not going to get a good grade, and it's not going to be worthwhile to do it. That isn't the lifestyle for everyone. Studying and academia is not the lifestyle for everyone. You may want to consider alternatives such as apprenticeships and higher apprenticeships that mean that you can earn money as you work and do a specific job role and learn as you go along, as well as earning money. A lot of people choose that kind of route. So you need to think about actually the type of person you are, whether you enjoy school, whether you enjoy learning, whether you want to learn more in the kind of academic nature of the role, or whether you're more of a hands-on kind of person that wants to learn things by touching and feeling and picking things up in that kind of way. So based on that decision about whether you can stick it, that comes down to a very personal decision in terms of the type of person you are. So can't really make a judgment for that. For me personally, university, yes, was that for me, because I'm the sort of person that did like that. Although I should have put more effort in at university, I know I should have done, but in my second degree I certainly put the effort and time in, and that came with maturity and with age. So I think on that front, for me personally, I would say yes, university is a place to go, because I've got the kind of work ethic and drive to do those sort of things and self-motivate myself. I do realise that there's probably about 500 different points that I could cover around university, whether it's worth it. If you've got any questions around university and whether it's right for you, put your comments in the question below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to find out a little bit more about what my channel's about and find some more information about the possibility of using credit cards at university, how to avoid getting into debt, possibility of not going to university, maybe going travelling, check out some of my videos around travelling, credit cards. And remember, I'll release a video every Saturday. Subscribe, check back here, you get some more tips and hints on the kind of things that maybe you want to do and maybe you want me to cover. If you want me to do any videos specifically around university, studying, academia, that's the kind of sector and industry that I've worked in for a long time, put your comments down below. I will do my best to get back to you. And as ever guys, more so than ever with this one, stay educated.
Second.